This is the perfect inspo that you need right now. So simple, so elegant and classy, and I'm going to be teaching you how to make it. Welcome to Sew With Anita, where I share tips that no one talks about that will elevate your sewing skills from a basic to a professional. So if you're just joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Hit on the like and subscribe button so you can get notified whenever I drop videos like this. To my returning subscribers, I see you all and I love you guys so much. Thank you for your likes, your comments and your engagement, and I do not take it for granted. So without further ado, let's dive into this tutorial. For this dress, I'll be making use of 3 yards of my plain crepe fabric and 3 yards of my flowered crepe fabric. So I'm going to be drafting this on my fabric like that. I've gone ahead to place it on a fold. For the maximum amount of fabric I'll be needing, I'm just going to take my bust round measurement divided by 4. Then I'm going to add extra 2 inches to this. Then I'll go ahead to mark out my starting line, and I'm going to take my vertical measurement, which is my shoulder to nipple, my shoulder to under bust, and my shoulder to waist measurement. Then I'm going to connect the points just like that. Then from the side that is on a fold, I'm going to take my neck round measurement, which is 4 inches by 3.5 inches like that, and I'm going to use my curved rule to connect those points like that. After doing that, I'm going to take my shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2, and I'm going to mark it out. Then I'm going to come down by ½ inch from that point for my shoulder slope, and I'll use my ruler to connect it to the neck width like that. Then from that point, I'll take my shoulder to shoulder measurement again, and I'm going to connect that point to form my armhole line. So just take note of what I'm doing. Then that shoulder to shoulder measurement I took there, I will divide it into 2, and I'm going to come in by ½ inch like that. Then I'm going to use my curved rule to get my armhole curve. So at this point, you have to be very careful, so please take note of everything that I'm doing right now. After that, I'm going to take my bust round measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to mark it out, and I'm going to bring out about 1.5 inches sewing allowance. You can leave 1 inch sewing allowance if you want, because this is a free dress. It does not come with any dart. So on the under bust point, I'll take my under bust divided by 4. I'm going to mark it out like that, and I'm going to bring out my sewing allowance for it. Then at the waist point, I'm going to mark out my waist measurement divided by 4. I'm going to mark it out like that with my sewing allowance. Then I'm going to use my curved rule to connect the points from one point to another step by step. Don't try to do this at once, just do it the way I'm doing it. Then for the back effect, I'm going to come down by 4 inches like that, and I'm going to connect the points to form that back effect in front. Then we're going to cut this out. Please ensure that you leave at the top side and the bottom side ½ inch for joining. After that, I'm going to open it up like that, and we're going to cut out the neck shape for this. So this is like a canoe shape. So at the point we drew on from the neck width, we're going to just connect that point down to form a straight line. Then we're going to connect a point, we're going to cut it out to form that canoe shape. So if you don't want yours to be too deep, we're going to just come up from the chest line by 2 inches like that. So just look at what I'm doing. Come up by 2 inches like that, or you can come up by 3 inches, but this 2 inches is just right. Then we're going to connect from that point like that to form that curve. So this is like a canoe neckline. Then we're going to cut it out just like that. After doing that, we're going to place it on a fold like this, and we're going to use this point to cut out the back piece for this. So on a fold, we're going to place the front piece on it like this, and we're going to place it any side. Then we're going to just bring out our 1 inch zipper allowance like that. So go ahead and mark it out like this. So we marked it from the point that is on a fold. I just hope you understand. Then what I'm going to do now is that on that line, that 1 inches line, I'm going to bring my front piece closer to it so that it can align well, and we're going to pin it down. Then we're going to cut out our neck line like that. I'm just going to come down by 1.5 inches from the starting point like that, and I'll use my curved rule to connect it down to the neck width just like that. So it is very easy. Just come down by 1.5 inch from your designated starting point. then we're going to cut this out like this. So after cutting it out, we're going to be taking our zipper bulging allowance, then we're going to come in from the waist point by half of an inch, then we're going to connect it like that to the top. Just look at what I'm doing. This is to avoid zipper bulging, and then we're going to connect it to the bottom, and we're going to just cut it out just like that. You have to be very careful at this point. So for my gathers, I went ahead to fold my material into 4 equal parts like this. I folded it first, then I folded it again because I'll be using this to cut my front and my back piece, and I'm going to be getting the full length of this. So I'm going to get the full length of my gown minus my shoulder to waist measurement, or if you just have your long skirt measurement, you can just make use of that. So after I marked it out, the full length of my gown, I removed 2 inches as folding allowance for this. So go ahead, I removed 2 inches folding allowance for this. I've gone ahead to cut out the length for this like that. Then I'm going to divide the whole 3 yards into 2, and I'm going to separate it, one for the front and one for the back. And you know that the one for the back, we're going to still separate it into 2 equal parts too, because one side will be for one part of the zip and the other for the other part of the zip. So after doing that, I went ahead to run a gathering stitch on it, on the gathers. Then I got the gathers I'll be using for the back piece, and then I'm going to place it on the top back piece like this, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to just spread it out very well, and I'm going to pin it down. After we're done pinning it down like that, we're just going to stitch it down with half of an inch like that. So I've done the same thing for also the front piece too. The next thing I'm going to do is to add my neck fly, to turn it over to have a neat finishing. So I'm just going to get a piece of fabric like this, and I'm going to place it on it like this. Ensure that if it's the right side, it should be the right side facing each other, or the wrong side facing each other. So just place it like that. Then I'm going to get a chalk, and I'm going to just trace it out like that, to trace out what I have on my neckline. So I don't want this to start all the way from the armhole line, so I just went ahead to start from the center of the armhole, and then I just traced it out just like that. So go ahead and do the same thing, and be very careful when doing this. So I'm going to remove this now from it, and I'm just going to elongate the line a little and connect that point like that. So this is for our neck fly. We're going to be using it to turn it over. So after doing that, I'm just going to cut it out. You can shorten this if you don't want it to be too long. So I went ahead to shorten mine, and I'm going to cut it out just like you see me do. After cutting it out, I'm going to place it on my main fabric, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to pin it down like that, and I'm going to stitch down just the neck side of this. Go ahead and stitch down just the neck side. After doing that, we are going to also fold the lower end of this side so we can have a neat finishing. Then we're going to do the same thing for our back piece. I've gone ahead to get one of my back piece, and I'm going to get my fabric for it, but this time around it's going to be on a fold because I'm using the back piece is the same on both sides. So I'm then going to trace out what the neckline that I have there. Then I'm going to place it on it to ensure that I am satisfied with the length of this before I can then go ahead to cut it out just like I did for the front. Then after cutting it out, we're going to also place it on the main fabric, right side facing each other, and we're going to stitch down just the neck side. So this is what I have after stitching it down. I also went ahead to fold the lower end like I said initially. So after joining it, I also top stitch it at the fly side so that it can lap very well. So go ahead and do that, and also do it for the front too so that it can lap very well even without ironing it. So this is what the front part looks like. I've also gone ahead to top stitch that point. I haven't ironed this yet, but it is already coming out very well. So by the time you are done with this, you can go ahead to iron it out. Then we'll just top stitch this side to secure the end. You know that we're going to be joining our shoulders here and our sleeve, so just top stitch it. Then Then we're going to place our front fabric on it like this, and we're going to place the back piece on it, right side facing each other. Then we're going to attach it like this, place it on it so that we can join the shoulder point. So after aligning it like this, we're going to just stitch down that shoulder point with 1/2 inch. Then after sewing it down, I'm going to open it out like this at the wrong side, and I'm going to measure out what I have from one armhole to the other so that I can cut out my sleeve. So I'm also going to confirm at the other side to know if it is the same thing there. So whatever I have there, that is what I'm going to be using to cut out my sleeve. So at the end, I got about 18 inches for the armhole side like that. Then I'm going to place my fabric into two. First of all, I'm trying to confirm if the length is okay for what I want, and since it is okay, I folded it into two because we're going to be cutting for the two sleeves at once. So I'm trying to open it up so that this is a bell sleeve, so I want the amount of fabric I'll be using for this to be much. So I have about 10 inches there for my maximum amount of material I'll be needing, and then I'm going to just mark out my starting line for this first of all. Then for my starting line, I'll come down by 4 inches like that, and I'm going to mark it out. Then I'm just going to get that 18 inches divided by 2, which is 9 inches, and I'm going to position it on it like that. Then I'm going to make a curve, and then I'm going to remeasure it out to see if it is the same thing with that 9 inch. So initially I didn't know that it was not filming it, so this is where I started from. Then I made a curve like this to get that 9 inch. Then I'm going to mark it out exactly on that point. Then from that point, I'll use my ruler to just connect it to the end like that to form like a V shape. Then for my starting line, I'll measure out the full length of this. So I want mine to be very long, so I made use of 28 inches like that. Then I'm just going to cut it out just like that. After cutting it out, we're then going to get the center and we're going to notch it out. Then we're going to separate it out like that, and we're going to use one piece to attach to the armhole of the main fabric. So we're going to place it right side facing each other, and we're going to pin down the center and the edges, and we are going to just continue pinning it down like that. Then we'll stitch it with 1/2 inch around it. Do not forget to also fold down the edge. So this is what I have after I was done stitching it down. Then I've gone ahead to place the right side of the fabric like that. I'm going to place the back on it, right side facing each other, because we want to stitch down the sides. So do you see that I've already folded the sleeve part first before I'm going to stitch it down? So I'm just going to join it like this, and I'm going to stitch it with 1 inch down to the waist side. But before we stitch down the waist side, we're going to be adding loops for it so that it can snatch very well on the person's body. This is actually optional, it is not compulsory. So this is my rope that I'll be using. I've gone ahead to stitch it down, a 1 inch rope that I stitched down to form this. Then I'm going to cut it out to 2 inches each. So I'll use what I've cut out to cut out the other ones. So I'm going to be attaching 3 loops for one side just like that. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to measure out 1 inch like that. I'll be using 1 inch to fix in this loop. Then I'll give a gap of 1 inch, and then I'll use 1 inch again to fix in the loop just like that. So after I'm done marking it out, this part that I shaded is the side that will be fitting the loop like that. So I just did it so that you can understand it. So I'm going to fold my loop, and from the inside I'm going to pin it down like that. So just take note of the way I'm folding it down. Then I'll place it from the inside. So this is the way it is coming out. Then I'll just pin it down. Then I'm going to stitch it down. So if you can make your loop a lot longer, instead of 2 inches loop, make it like 3 inches or 4 inches if you know you're going to stitch the sides with 1 inch. And then for the lining that you are seeing on the backs, on the waist side of this dress, I'm so sorry that I did not put the video on how I placed the lining. It wasn't recording, but you can go ahead to weave that part so you can have a neat finishing, or just use your lining if you can. For this other side, just like I said, we'll measure out 1 inch like that. We're going to just keep measuring it out. So the side that I'm shading is the part I'll be adding my loop to it. So I'll measure out 1 inch, then give a space, then attach it, then measure out 1 inch spacing like that. So in total we have 3 loops. Then we're just going to stitch it down from the sleeve side down to the hem of this dress. Then for the design in front, I'm going to get a piece of fabric like that, then I'll place it on a fold just like this, and then I'm going to measure out about 4 inches for it. So I'm just going to ensure that everything is 4 inches, then I'll pin it down just like you see me do. Then after doing that, I'm going to then cut this out, then I'm going to turn it over to the wrong side and I'm going to stitch it down. So the length of this is 3 yards of this, so the length of this rope is 3 yards. Then while stitching it down, we're going to seal out everything, but at one side we're going to just leave a little part for turning it over. So I've gone ahead to stitch it down with 1/2 inch, and I just left this side for turning it over, but we're going to stitch down every other side to seal it down so we can have a neat finishing for this. Then I've gone ahead to turn it over, and I also top stitch that point that I left for turning it. I top stitch it so that we can have a neat finishing. Then I'm going to join these sides together like this so that I can get the center of this piece, and I'm going to mark out that center piece like that. Then I'm going to attach it to my shoulder point like that from the wrong side. So just attach it like that so that by the time we stitch it down, this is what it's going to be looking like. So I'm going to just pin down that point like that, and then from that shoulder point I'm just going to keep pinning it down to the neckline. We are doing it from the wrong side so that by the time we finish stitching it down, it will overlap. Then at this point we can go ahead to stop there at that point where the canoe stopped, or for me I just went ahead to continue. After spinning it down, I just elongated it to like 1 inch so that it can lap very well. Then I'm going to continue from the back side too. So I'm just going to stitch it, pin it down like that so that we can stitch it down to where I'll be adding my zip. So if my zipper allowance is 1 inch, I'll just leave about 1 inch for zipper allowance. Then the rest I'll just stitch it down, and then this is what it's going to look like. Then for the zip, I've gone ahead to align the side that I'll be adding the zip. I've gone ahead to stitch it down with 1 inch. Then I stitched it up to about 2 inches after the zipper point. So if you align the zip from the starting point like that, 2 inches before the end of the zip, I already sealed that point. Then I'm going to just attach my zipper to this. So after attaching my zipper to it, I'm going to be sharing a little secret here. So when I placed it on my mannequin, it was kind of difficult to align, and this is something that most people won't tell you. So I went ahead to use my pin to place it the way I want it to be on the mannequin. That is the side on the bust, the way the rope is. It was difficult. If you want to tie it, it will not tie very well. I should have shown you a clip of how it was. So just use a pin to secure it the way you want it to be. Then you are going to just stitch it down a little bit to your needle and thread. Make sure that your stitch is invisible, and you're going to have something as beautiful as this. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and drop a comment if you have any form of questions, and I'll be responding to each and every one of them. Please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead to do that, because I'll be dropping helpful tutorials like this as frequent as possible. So if you have any request tutorial, you can go ahead and drop them too.